How to afford a private jet. So I'm going to break it down. I had one for many, many, many years, where I'm going to talk about buying, leasing, what are all the benefits, and believe it or not, you can all have one. It is not that difficult. It's, again, just different. Do you want a plane or not? So I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about the benefits of owning a private plane, jet. I'm actually going to tell you the difference between them. I'm going to go through how much it costs to actually have one and some financing scenarios. And then number three, which no one tells you enough about, what does it really cost from a monthly maintenance, airports, landing fees, pilots, inspections. I'll break it down. So then at the end of the video, you can say, yep, I want one, or I'm going to put that in my bucket list for something I'm going to have soon. All right, let's begin with the benefits of owning your own private plane. So what are the benefits of buying a private jet? Well, for me, I bought a King Air. So it's not officially a jet, but it is the king of the sky and it's known for it. Here's the interesting thing about, planes and jets. Jets usually require 2 pilots, right? King Airs and smaller require 1. Now that varies and it changes on a regular basis. The other part of it is that a jet is cheaper, believe it or not, but it actually costs more to maintain, and the av fuel, the aviation gas, is way more money. Interesting whole strategy on that. And a King Air might cost more money, but the monthly maintenance is really low. So how did I get into private aviation? My father passed. So it was New Year's Eve. In 2006, it was New Year's Eve 2006. And my family called from Nebraska and said that my dad took a fall, probably won't be coming back home from the hospital. I need to get home if I want to see him, all of that. And I said, we live in Lake Tahoe. Like at that point, now this is way pre-COVID, 2006, it was one of the busiest places in the United States to go for New Year's Eve. The streets locked down, you can barely get in and out, the airports are packed. So I called a friend that was actually a client of mine that I've gotten to know over the years, who actually either brokered and then actually was a pilot and sold planes. I said, I need one of your planes, like now. I need to meet you at a private field. You need to pick up me and my family, and I need to take me to Nebraska. And they said, that's just gonna be $29,000. You do what it takes. When I did, so I put up my American Express card and flew to Nebraska. My dad passed, and Beechcraft, I'll give them a little creds for this. They should sponsor me maybe. So they actually, really smart, put a salesperson on the plane, came back, got me at no cost. They said, but there's one caveat, we're gonna have a salesperson on the plane, that's fine. My client had told them exactly how to pitch me in spreadsheets and numbers, do the math, and it's not that bad. So it was a $3 million aircraft. I put down $1 million, financed the rest at, I don't know, under 2%. Like that's like free, cheap money. You never pay it off. See, I think a lot of you're so tangled up about debt and you want to have everything paid off. Why? If you can have a home that has really cheap money, 3%, if you actually did some good refinancing during COVID, you could have even got, I know people have the 2%. I mean, even at 4%, that's cheap money. Why would you take a bundle of money, call it $1 million, even 500,000 on your home, or 2 million on a plane, and just offload it just so you're not in debt? You handle the monthly cash flow. It's all tax deductible through your company, and you take the 2,000 and you keep it and you invest it. Or for a home, 500,000 and you invest it. Why would you burn it? People do that with vehicles all the time. Vehicle financing is so cheap. Why are you paying them all off? It's so interesting how some of you manage or don't manage debt. By the way, I have a lot to say about good debt and credit card use appropriately, responsibly. Go to my search bar, go up there and just go binge watch for a while. Like just learn about debt in a very healthy way. So why get a plane? Your value of time. Now, there are a lot of you, especially you women. I mean, I am one of the few women that actually owned my own aircraft. Very, very few women ever buy, much less even use one, because you don't value yourself, you don't value your worth, you don't value your time. To me, I called it our minivan in the sky. My daughter was 3 months old, just getting almost 4 months old when I bought it. She didn't see commercial airspace for a long time. We used, obviously, commercial airspace when we went internationally. We used the King Air to fly around the United States. I could put my team on, we could work, we could get stuff done. We had 4 seats where tables came out. You could sit down, get, whether it's a spreadsheet done, a PowerPoint done, you actually got work done. Put all the gear in the back. You all land on time. You can leave on time. You don't have to sit in airports. You don't get delays. You get to decide how and when you fly. Like, convenience is unprecedented. So why get one? The benefits for you, especially business owners, so you gotta have one. You gotta have one. Now let's talk about what does it cost. So how much does it cost? Again, I kind of shared mine. You can get jets even in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you can get a jet for pretty low cost. The difference is the maintenance typically is anywhere between $80 to $100,000 a month. If you go towards like what I had, a King Air, $3 million, my maintenance with pilot, with everything, was averaging around between $40,000 and $50,000 a month. So what do I, Loral, say? I don't say I need to handle that payment. I look to my company, and the companies that were actually using the plane said, all right, companies, you need to make more money to afford the luxury of all of us as a team flying. And we could literally get around show to show to show. When I was working on the Dr. Phil show, I could fly out of the Tahoe area, get down to LA, do several recordings, get back, typically, maybe not quite for dinner, but all on the same day. There was times where I could fly from LA down to San Diego, over to Phoenix, up to Vegas, and get it all done in a day. Like, the convenience is amazing. How much does it cost? It's not that much. So somebody said, well, I can't afford $50,000 or $100,000 a month just for one asset. Well, look at your time. Look at how much you can ROI your time, and the convenience of being where you need to be on time, because you control whether you get on that plane and how you get on that plane, and whether and how your pilot will fly for you. It's phenomenal. Now, before I talk about the maintenance and all the other costs, and I'm going to talk about the tax side of it too. I want to end with the taxes, so don't go anywhere until we get there. I want you to subscribe to my channel. Please click the notification button. Share this with other people. This is a complete business money channel. Like, we're talking about anything money related, finance related. And if I'm not talking about it and you can't find it in my search bar, put it in the comments below. Share this with a lot of people. And for you that are really trying to get a family conversation started about money, you know, kids even 8, 9, 10 can listen to this channel and the content here. And then at night you say, so what did you learn? What are we going to do about it? What money do we want to make, right? We're just ending summer, filming this in August of 2022. So now as we head into fall, kids are going back to school. How do they take their summer side hustles and now move into the fall? And then during the school year, how do they keep making money? We'll be getting into that on another video later. So get your family involved, get your financial conversation. Now, back to airplanes. So here's what I love. I love the time. I love the convenience. It was my minivan in the sky, I called it. The maintenance is interesting because there's mandatory FAA checks that are not cheap. Lots of the parts have to be, replaced or taken off and maintained and inspected. You have to have one, if not two pilots. By the way, you might have to get a backup pilot if they're, not that available. But to retain one, you're going to be anywhere in the $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month range. Aviation fuel. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. Every time you take off and land at an airport, you have landing fees, right? You have takeoff fees, you have landing fees, you have maintenance fees, you have tons and tons of fees that you really want to dig in. Know what you're doing, know what your total cost structure is before you go do it. I still would do it. Plan on doing it again. Here's the big benefit though. If you buy, it's depreciated. You can depreciate. It's the third best asset to depreciate. I believe you can depreciate for 5 years up to 100% of the aircraft. So whatever the depreciation schedule is of that jet, again, make sure your tax strategist knows what they're doing. Mine was fabulous at it. The whole thing is a depreciating asset, which is phenomenal because that actually affects your balance sheet. It is an expense no matter what. So even if you go to, NetJets or one of the leasing companies, it is 100% deduction to your company. But again, you don't get the depreciation schedule. So you're going to get it on your P&L. You're not going to get the effect of not owning unless you get that on your balance sheet. So I'm a huge fan of owning, and it's up to you. But I would put one on your bucket list, put a radar, put some time frame out there, folks. Put on your calendar when you are going to get a private aircraft. So I was actually interviewed by someone from the UK who does a lot of leasing and can help you broker. He did an amazing interview with me and my family. So click on the link below, read the article, share the article with other people. It gives you a different perspective when you're interviewed by somebody and it's a longer interview. And go to AskLoral.com. At any time, you can always go to AskLoral.com, ask any question for free. We'll be right out there with you, helping and support. If you actually want to come up a little bit and join my membership, you can have my phone number. You can text me 24/7, and I come live to talk to you twice a month. So stay in touch, and I'll see you tomorrow.